there! My 10th favorite thing to grow in the Northwest is kale. It has an exceptionally long growing season here in the Northwest. I've planted plants in April and had them grow all the way through to Christmas. There's also lots and lots of varieties of kale, and also it's extremely healthy for you. My 9th favorite thing to grow in the Northwest is turnips. I plant mine from seed and then just thin them. They grow easily and they do take a while to grow, but boy are they delicious. You can also slice up and saute the greens. My 8th favorite thing to grow is tomatoes. Tomatoes can be hit or miss here because tomatoes need lots of long, hot days and they can't have days and days of rain. So I tend to grow smaller tomatoes and I grow them in pots so I can move them about to the sunshine. My 7th favorite thing to grow in the Pacific Northwest are peas and beans. They're a great way to utilize vertical growing space. You can use a wood trellis with string like this, or you can get a windmill like I have that's in the middle of my raised bed. It could also be really anywhere in your yard. You can also just use a string trellis against a fence and the peas and beans will happily climb out right up. Every year I get so many sugar snap peas, snow peas, and pole beans. They're absolutely delicious and everything grown organically. To cook them, all I do is microwave for about 1.5 minutes or steam for a couple of minutes. They are so sweet, I never even have to put butter on them. My 6th favorite thing to grow in the Pacific Northwest are salad greens. A few years ago, I built these gutter planters out of plastic gutters and wood boards, and then they are attached to the fence with screws. There are drilled holes all along the bottom for drainage. Not only does this make it a lot easier on your back for planting and harvesting your lettuces, but it keeps them out of the reach of hungry slugs. I don't use any pesticides on anything in my garden. These are absolutely delicious and I get quite a bounty of salad for months and months and months. I also plant some spicy salad greens, including frigé, arugula, and mustard greens. They're absolutely delicious and so full of vitamins. Look at that romaine. I love being able to step out back and just tear off a few leaves for a sandwich or a salad. It doesn't get much fresher than that. My 5th favorite thing to grow in the Pacific Northwest are potatoes. They grow very well up here. I grow mine in pots, which makes it so easy. I don't have to use up any garden space, and I can move the pots out of the way as I am mowing the lawn. I grow a mix of purple and red and yellow, fingerling. There's so many awesome varieties out there. My favorite are the Purple Majesty that are purple through and through. They are so creamy that when you make mashed potatoes, there's no need to add butter or whipped cream. They're just amazing. My 3rd and 4th plants are berry plants that you plant once and they come back every year and get stronger and stronger and more plants. Both of these spread on your own with little or no intervention from you. Look how huge my raspberry patch is in just 3 years, since all it was that itty bitty twig. In the summertime, as I'm mowing the lawn, I often grab a handful of these as a quick sugar pick-me-up. Like raspberries, strawberries will come back every year and will throw out new plants with little to no intervention from you. Raspberries are pretty hardy and don't really need much help from you. Strawberries need a lot of help to prevent weeds from building up in the patches and choking off plants. Take care of them, give them a bit of good compost and some organic fertilizer, and you will get the best tasting strawberries you have ever had, and so many of them, even in small patches. Last year I tried making a compote that's just orange juice and sliced up strawberries. Then you mash it up and you put it on toast, waffles, English muffins like jam. Absolutely delicious. You can also use your freshly grown strawberries in strawberry shortcakes. My favorite thing to grow in the Pacific Northwest are squash. I grow both zucchini and yellow squash every year, and I've also tried Hubbard squash, spaghetti squash, patty pan squash, crookneck squash. There's so many varieties out there, and all of them grow exceptionally well up here. You can also grow them in buckets if you don't have a lot of room to spare. And there is Percy inspecting. He was the official zucchini inspector one year. With your zucchini, you can make delicious things like zucchini bread. Oh, it's so good. And have you ever tried zucchini boats? They're absolutely delicious. These are Mexican zucchini boats that I made. The yellow squash is especially good sauteed, or I like to slice it up and put it on pizzas. It is so delicious. In the background there, you can see the pot that this yellow squash was actually growing in. And my favorite plant to grow in the Pacific Northwest is pumpkins. I think they are so much fun to grow. I just love how their vines just spread like mad. It reminds me of Jack and the Beanstalk. They also make me feel like a farmer out there cutting them back, trimming off moldy leaves, making sure the plants aren't getting trod upon or chewed upon by animals. You can also grow different kinds of varieties. I grew some white ones one year. I've grown the sugar pie pumpkins. This year I'm growing sugar pie pumpkins early, and then once they're going to be done, then what I can do is plant my field pumpkins, which will be ready by Halloween. So you can actually end up with 2 full harvests of pumpkins if you plan it well enough ahead. With the sugar pie pumpkins, they're amazing, roasted and made into pumpkin puree. So good, oh my goodness. I've used the pumpkin puree in pancakes and waffles, muffins and bread. It is so divine. So thanks for watching my top 10 list. I hope it gave you some ideas of things to plant in your own garden. Let me know what your favorite thing is to grow and where you live. If there's things you think I should try to grow in the Pacific Northwest, please leave comments below and get planting!